The sound sounds weird on this, so I'm gonna make the intro over the voiceover. Hi, enjoy the video. I want to work out how to edit a video and stuff, and also I want to just document this running journey that I'm on right now. So yeah, on the 17th of March 2020, I decided that I was going to I tell you what it was. Remember now, it's because I realised I would have to come home for lockdown, coronavirus stuff, and so I decided that I wanted to kind of give myself something to do. You know, I was going to be away from all my uni friends and all my friends down here for I don't know how long. So I thought, let's find something to do. This is what I'll do. I used to enjoy running quite a lot, and so I thought I'd give it another go. And so I decided that, let's see if I can run a half marathon by the 14th of June. It was hard as hell at first. I was using the same trainers that I'd been using since I was 15. And I didn't really think about this at the time, but it obviously makes so much sense now that trainers wear out and you need to buy new ones. And so I would run, and the first couple of K into my runs would be awful. I'd be getting shin splints, and I was like, oh my god, there's no way I can do this. And I was also just really not very fit, so that was another problem that I was having. But yeah, I was like, oh my god, I just can't do this. And basically, on one of the runs, decided that I would grab my sister's running trainers and put those on instead, and they made a difference. I wouldn't say they made a world of difference, but they did make a difference. It was really, really bad with my trainers, and then with my sisters, it was uncomfortable. With my trainers, basically, I would have to walk at some point in that first 2K, whereas with my sister's trainers, it was bearable pain. It was still hurting, but it was bearable. We could get through it. And then, so I did a couple of runs in my sister's trainers, and then I was like, wait, this is actually starting to make a proper difference. It didn't happen after the first couple of runs, but as time went on, probably not even 2 weeks, I was like, well, okay, now I can run the first 2K on my legs. I don't have shin splints anymore. I'm not saying that's the reason why people have shin splints, but for my situation, that 100% was the reason why I was having shin splints. And so I bought some new trainers. They are called the Saucony, I don't know how you say it, but they're called the Saucony Ride iOS 2. I got them in blue, and they are gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. I absolutely love them. They cost me £120. Best money I've ever spent ever. Anyway, sometime in March. So I've kind of skipped about a little bit. I bought the trainers in April, but at the end of March, I ran the first 5K without stopping that I had done in a really, really long time. So that was fantastic. I was like, yes, queen, get it, sis. So yeah, that felt amazing, and I put it all over my Snapchat, and it was fabulous. And yeah, then I just kind of been slogging away at it. The program that I'm doing is the half program on here, and basically I was a little bit ambitious. I'm not gonna. Okay, so this bit was really windy, but basically I was just telling you how ambitious I was being, because I decided I was going to do 4 to 5 runs or workouts a week. And to be honest with you, I've been doing. How long have I been doing this? I think I'm into my. Let's see. I'm going into my 6th week. On Monday will be my 6th week. And I've only completed, I've only done all of the workouts twice. So for 2 weeks, I've done those 5. Most of the time I'm hitting 3 or 4. I'm kind of listening to my body a lot, rather than just being I've got to go out and I've got to get this running. And so the way that it's working for me is that on a this is the by the plan, not by like how I do it. It varies for me, but I try and stick to the plan as much as I can, obviously, because it's gonna hopefully work. But I do a endurance kind of run on a Monday, a tempo run on a Tuesday, have a rest day on a Wednesday. On a Thursday, it's either a speed workout or what they call a benchmark, which is just a kind of like progress thing to make sure that the pace that they're suggesting you run at is still like good for you and it's not becoming like too easy or too difficult. And then on Fridays, I have an NTC, which is just like strength and conditioning, really. And then Saturday is long run day. And so typically, what I've been finding now that I've been hitting, like once I got past the 5K point, what I'm finding is that the Monday and Tuesday run is the same length, like combined, is the same length as the Saturday long run. And so I think the furthest long run I've ever done is 12K, I think 12K, 12.5K, something like that. And I did that in an hour and 40 minutes. So, like, by no means am I like sprinting these or like flying. I very much call myself a plodder. Like, I'm not in this to become like an Olympian or anything like that. I'm just in this purely for like being outside and like appreciating nature and everything. And in fact, like, I found that I have really, really been enjoying the like going outside and being in nature. And like, yeah, what I try and do basically is every single time that I go for a run, I try and take a photo of something, whether that be the sky or a tree or a flower or like something, just so I can be like, okay, I can look back on it and be like, this was what I saw in my run and this is what I thought was really beautiful. But like, I'm also just learning like so much about my body as well. Like, I'm learning like when my body's like actually tired or when it's just like my brain being like, oh, I can't really be bothered anymore. And I'm learning about how much water I'm gonna need, like how far do I go before I need to have a drink, and like what sort of food might like works well for me before a run, and just all that good stuff. Like, is really like, I think, put me in tune with myself in a weird way, but it's been beneficial as hell. I was this week going on like for PBs, because basically all the weeks leading up to this week that's kind of coming to an end now, all the weeks leading up to that point were things like the distance was progressing. So all the weeks up to now, the distance was progressing. This week that I've just finished with now, or on the Sunday of that week that I'm talking about, was the mileage dropped down. So I think, yeah, not Saturday just gone, but the Saturday before that, I was running 12.5K on my long run. Whereas yesterday I ran 10. So it's dropped down a little bit. And so this week I was like, oh, I know I can do this. So I only ran 3 times a week. It wasn't, I wasn't going into it cocky. I wasn't being like, oh, I know I can do this, so I'm only going to run 3 times, like whatever. Like, it was more a case of like, I'm feeling a bit fed up at the minute. Like, we've just, the government's just said that we're going to have 3 more weeks of this lockdown. And so that would mean like when this finishes, when it's next up for review, which is like the 7th of May or something, that would mean I've been down here isolating for 6 weeks, which is obviously quite a long time. And so, yeah, I was just kind of feeling a little bit down in the dumps. I wasn't really in the mood for running, but like I was going out and doing it. But like the runs I did go out for, I was hitting PBs. Like it was it was going really well. Like, it wasn't intentional. I didn't like get out and be like, today's the day I'm going to hit a PB. Like, for my 5k, I beat it by like a minute or so. So it got down to 35:40-ish, something like that. And it wasn't until 2.5, 3k that I was like, wait, this is going well. My legs are feeling good. Like, we could push on here. And it was a little bit like that for the 10k, which I did yesterday. 10k, I was just feeling a bit down in the dumps. I was feeling a bit like, can't really be arsed. And boom. And I am a little bit nervous for when it increases by like, I think there's a jump of 5k or so. So I am a little bit nervous about that because I don't know how my body's going to handle that. Like, just to note as well that the long runs that I do normally aren't a full run, the whole thing. It's like run, walk, you know what I mean? So I'm a little bit nervous about adding a 5k on, because normally when I finish a long run, I am like done, and I feel like it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, and I feel like there's literally nothing more that I can give to it. And so I'm interested to see how I'm going to go from, I think next week I've got 13k, so I'm interested to see how I'm going to go from 13k to like 17, 18k in a week. Because like normally I feel like when I've hit the 13k that I have done, or the 12k, that I have done like all, like everything I could give was given to that run. But yeah, we shall wait and see. Yeah, hopefully by the next time I speak to you, I'll have been off somewhere and done something, and you know, just seen somebody other than my family and my neighbours. That is my hope. And also I hope that the 5k jump that I've had to do went fine. I hope that I'm feeling confident about my half training. We will see. Anyway, goodbye. Thank you for listening to this ramble.